G'day guys, so here on the Sixth Heart Windaroo Lakes, and I thought I'd use this opportunity to explain how to play a fairly difficult golf shot. So the golf ball's sitting here on the pines and the wood chip here. We've got a front pin location and an overhanging branch. The tendency for most players is to grab the lob wedge and try to play this in a sort of bunker shot style fashion, or to put the ball back in the stance and try to sort of chop down on it. Guys, we don't want to be using a lot of loft on this shot. The correct way to play it, I'll talk you there, is to take less loft. I'm going to use my 9-iron, so we can disregard the lob wedge. I don't need that. Don't forget, when you're in this situation, you do get to remove some of the pine and the loose impediments here within reason. You know, we don't need getting a shovel and digging out a great deal of the material that's lying around, but we just want to move a little bit just to ensure that there's nothing major like any of these sort of twigs and branches in the way. The rest of it we'll just leave that as it is, because I don't want to risk the golf ball moving off of its spot. So again, I play this with a 9-iron. So what I'm looking at here is I've got maybe 20 meters of pine and bark. I've got a cart path. I've then got a slope up the hill into some kikuyu, some grain, and to a front flag. Firstly, guys, you have to be realistic. A good shot is anything inside of 30 feet from here. In fact, it's a great shot, anything inside of 30 feet. If I can get the end result to be on the green, I'm absolutely stoked. Ultimately, and ideally, I'm actually going to try to be leaving this sort of just short on the fringe, and the reason being is that front pin location is a tough pin, and I certainly don't want to be blasting it over the back of the green. But again, we have to be realistic with where it's going to finish and what we're happy with. Secondly, I'm going to try and keep the ball low. So again, 9-iron is to bring that flight down slightly. I do put the ball back in the stance. I do want to make sure that I'm making contact with the ball first. I don't want to be catching any of the pine bark first. If I do catch the pine bark, it's just going to provide resistance, and the ball is not going to travel anywhere near far enough. Really, really important when you look at the shot is picking your landing zone. So for here, I'm just going to try and land this over the cart path there and hope for a little bit of a skid up the hill. Now, again, because I'm using less loft, I'm more likely to get that skid, but we are hitting into some kikuyu and some rough, so we have to be prepared that it may not skid up as much. So again, mentally I'm thinking just short of the flag, just short of the green would be ideal. I'm not going to try to actively chop across it too much, so avoid overly cutting across the shot. I'm actually going to feel like I'm going to bring the club a little bit more inside with a little bit more of a hooded club face and try to pick and almost feel like I'm going to hit a little baby draw up the hill there. Now, sounds overly complicated, but it really isn't. Break it down simply, ball goes back, take less loft, bring the club inside, and make sure we pick the golf ball cleanly before taking any pine bark. Let's have a look how that would come out. As you can see, guys, pitch up the hill, skid it up the slope here using a little bit less loft, and we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inside of 5 meters out of what is a relatively tough shot, we've actually managed to escape, give ourselves a birdie putt, worst case scenario par. Remember guys, if you hit off the pine bark, follow those simple keys, and you will definitely hit better golf shots.